Hi everyone, it is Sunday and I just wanted to go ahead and start off by saying Happy Father's Day to my father and then all the fathers or father figures that have been in people's lives. This day is for you and thank you so much. Um, with that being said, I am Chelsea from Capricious Chels and I am here to do your general tarot card reading for the week. It is for the 16th through the 22nd. So remember, general means that it's just going to be the energy that kind of surrounds me. So if you resonate with it, that's awesome. And if you don't, just go ahead and leave it by the wayside. So pick and choose what goes along with you. This energy might end up being something that affects somebody else that's close to you or you yourself. And of course, what I'm telling you, you could be the protagonist or you could be the, what is it, antagonist? Yeah. Okay, so keep that in mind as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start. This week, I would say, is all about getting rid of shit. Okay. All right, so the overall energy is the devil in reverse. Yep. That's the overall energy. So the devil card has to do with your addictions. Okay, so addictions, codependency, just it could be food, it could be drugs, it could be a completely horribly unbalanced relationship, and that could be a romantic one or friendship or family. Okay, so this is all bad news. When it's in reverse, it's talking about also having guilt that's attached to it and like fear. So it's an extra emotional state that you're on. So I'm thinking it's more so your relationships because the clarifier is come together in reverse. Come together in reverse means that there is an unbalance in the relationship that you're in. It could be your love relationship. It could, once again, be that friendship, the family, that kind of thing. And so, yeah. So, being that it's with the devil, it's probably a relationship that you need to get rid of. Okay. All right. So, let's go ahead and start. So the first card that was pulled is the Seven of Moths in reverse. So this is wand energy. This is talking about just the battle, okay? So you've been fighting and fighting and fighting and trying, and you're tired, you're exhausted, you're doubting whether or not this is worth it, whether this is your path. People are just kind of getting in your head, and like I said, you're tired, okay? You want to just give up. Moonlight card again. Okay, so this is all about trusting your intuition. So what's happening is, you're struggling and you've got all of this clutter that's going around in your head. It could be naysayers, it could be goodwill intentioned people that, things didn't work out for them, like, oh, I tried to follow my dreams, but it went to hell, and, now I'm in this situation. And so they're trying to go direct you to the safe route. And it could be, guidance that they feel is appropriate. But at the same point, you have to figure out if that is what your spirit is saying or if that's just the clutter that's in your head. Because your intuition will tell you whether or not this is something that you need to keep fighting or if that is something that you need to let go. Okay, so follow your intuition. Once again, go ahead and try to do some meditation. Just get out of all of the noise for a little while so that you can actually hear those answers. Okay. The next card is the World in reverse. Okay. And so this card is about, success. It's the end of a journey, it's graduation, it's anniversaries, that kind of thing. And when it's in reverse, it means that there's delays. You're still going to end up having that, that end, that fun, or that commencement. It's taking a little time. And that could just be because of the fact that you haven't quite experienced what you need to yet, or you haven't, you're still in an old way of thinking, and in order to actually cross that finish line, you need to develop just a bit more. Now, I say that because it's linked with your education card. And your education card is not only about, sitting and reading up on something, but actually experiencing it. And so your teacher is coming, that experience is coming. You need to be teachable, you need to be open to it, but it could just be that you haven't, so for that world, you just haven't experienced it yet, but it's coming. And just be open to it whenever it comes. And I really feel like it might be this week. Okay, so the next card is the Page of Moths, okay, and it's in reverse. There's a lot of reversed cards, but it is what it is. Okay, so the page in reverse is bad news. It also could just be this young, immature kind of energy or person, people. It's drama, basically. Okay, so it's gossip, it's manipulation, all sorts of things. Okay, so that's the Page of Moths. The Cleaning House. So yes, go ahead, clean up your physical house. Maybe you have stuff that you need to throw away. Maybe you have, I don't know, trinkets or whatever that reminds you of terrible times, hell, artwork that, just puts you in a sour mood. Get rid of that stuff, that things that cause that negative, energy around you. But cleaning house could also just be cleaning your house, your body, your mind, your spirit. Okay, so those negative, self-defeating thoughts, energies that, you just kind of hold in you, feeling bad, depressed about certain things that have happened in your life, beating yourself up over and over again about things that did not go right, or the things that you regret, those you need to go ahead and forgive yourself for it. Okay, and tell yourself a new story. Bring out that self-love and care for yourself. Clean house, okay? That's how you move forward. Okay. All right, next card is the Hanged Man. All right, so Hanged Man is talking about delays and waiting. If you think about an actual hanged man, or the traditional one, he's hung by the foot. So his arms are free. He can totally go ahead, if he's got a nice core or whatever, lift his body up, slash that friggin' cord, fall to the ground, and release himself. Okay, that's the sacrifice. So with the hanged man, you have waiting, and then you have sacrificing to make some kind of movement. Okay, these are your options. So if you have the option to just hang out, relax, you've got that leeway, go ahead, do it, because that's going to give you a different perspective, a new perspective, what you've been waiting for that inspiration, okay? Now, some people, we do not have the opportunity to just hang out. So that enables, or is the option of, releasing oneself, hitting the ground, and then going on about your business. So that could be, putting a dream on pause, having to be a little more realistic, and just having to put that on the back burner or on like a side note, as like your side hustle, if you will, to make your dream come true in order to pay the bills, or in order for, some kind of progress. Talked about that a little long. Okay, so your wishing well is what's accompanied with it. And so that is where your desire meets your inspiration, if you will. All right, so once back to the hangman, okay? So he has kind of the idea, the goal in mind, and it finally kind of comes to that aha moment where he can go ahead and progress. But you can also have that person that knows exactly what they want, but once again, like I said, you have to get your bills paid. You have to, progress through your life. So regardless of where you are in your situation, you're going to go ahead and I use my hands a lot. You're going to go ahead and, where am I going with this? It's your intention. So you're going to set an intention. You're going to put that energy, that desire around it, how, create your vision board, what have you, and put that focus towards it. Drop it in your wishing well and have faith that it'll happen. I mean, whether you, like I said, you have to step away from it for a little bit because you have to pay the bills or what have you, have faith that it will happen when it does. Do those little side things to progress, but once again, have faith that that opportunity will come for you. The universe has your back. Okay, sorry. The next card is the Four of Bees. Okay, Four of Swords. So that is a recuperation time. It's a rejuvenation time after a battle, a fight, anxiety, all these things that have been, keeping you on edge. You finally get to, and you get to do that for rescue because of being rescued. Rescuing is about asking for help or furthermore accepting that help, because you've been a warrior throughout all of this. You've been getting your scars, you've been doing your battle, you've been feeling alone. Sometimes you have help, sometimes you don't. You have a lot of naysayers, and so you don't feel safe. Okay, and the thing is, help is coming. You have those people that are on your corner. Allow them to take care of some of the burden so you can just rest. Okay, you need to rest. So that help is coming. And it might just be your inner man that sits there and says, okay, this is how you do that. But once again, you have to give yourself that time and opportunity for the quiet. Be comfortable with the quiet. Okay. So we move on to the Three of Moths. Now, Three of Moths in reverse. Three of Moths in itself is about movement, progression. It is a card of travel. It's a card of marriage. It's a card of a new job, like promotion, those kind of things. And it's in reverse, which means that it's still, so the beauty of this card is it's positive whether it's up or down, okay? Just like the World card. It's still positive. However, there's hiccups, okay? So maybe that flight that you were going to get on is delayed. And maybe, I don't know, that promotion that you thought was going to happen, didn't happen. These things are going to happen. It's just that there's little hiccups that have happened along the way to make it a little frustrating, okay? Now, this is the Magic Stream. And so this card is referring to the fact that a lot of people, they see, a story as there's a beginning, there's a middle, there's an end. And they break it up into these pieces to make it, I guess, more palatable. But the fact is, a stream doesn't have these segments where, there's clear cut, it's just all flowing. And so everything is connected. And so maybe your flight was delayed, okay? Or, like I said, that job or, promotion or something didn't happen the way that you thought it was going to happen, and it was frustrating. But remember how there's that card about, education? So maybe there was a piece to the puzzle that hadn't quite gotten there yet, or that you hadn't put in place. My analogy just sucks, but, like maybe there's a part that hadn't gotten, quite fixed yet. And that experience or that conversation or, something needed to happen. You needed to see something. You needed to do something before that could happen. And so that's why you just roll with it, basically, is what this is saying. It's going to happen. Just something else needed to happen first. Okay. This is the crappy card. Okay, so this is Justice in reverse. Okay, so this is all about crap being unfair. Okay, Justice in reverse could be legal, being that it has the scales and everything. It could be a legal thing that did not go out in your favor, work out in your favor, but it could also just be just a judgment that didn't go in your favor in general, like I don't know, people looking at you differently because of some gossip that was placed, and they didn't look at it and say, no, 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 that's not them. They went along with whatever the gossip was. Or, the job that you worked so hard for, like I said before, that didn't end up going in your place. Those kind of things, it feels unfair and unjust. That's what the justice in reverse is. Magical map shifter. So once again, and I've been pulling this, these are people or scenarios that are here to teach you a lesson, mold you into the person that you're supposed to become. So this unjust thing that happened, this thing that is just so friggin' unfair, is actually, I wouldn't say a blessing in disguise. Technically, I guess it is a blessing in disguise, but maybe it's just something that needed to happen for something else to happen. Okay. However you can positively spend that to where you can be teachable is the thing. Okay. So yes, go ahead, have that pity party if you need to. Eat that friggin' pint of ice cream, not a gallon. And just feel your feelings and then release it to sit there and say, okay, now why is this happening and what can I do? Okay. All right. So message from Spirit. Okay. So this is the last card and it is the peace pipe. I do not live in Colorado or California. Well, California anymore. So this peace pipe is not that peace pipe. Okay. All right. So the card meeting. Heal old wounds with people and situations. Carefully do whatever you need to make amends. Forgive yourself and forgive others. It's time. You no longer need to carry the burden. You are a mender. Help others mend bridges in their lives. You bring peace to the world. Your native spirit wants you to know, in native traditions, sharing a peace pipe filled with sacred tobacco and herbs was a way of finding a common ground and dropping discord. It was a respite in order to calmly assess a situation and find a peaceful resolve. There are times to drop everything and leave, and there are times to carefully mend bridges with people, situations, and places. This is one of those healing times. Maybe there is a wound inside that needs to be forgiven or accepted. Maybe you need to forgive yourself or forgive another. Transform the inner grievance. Do it now. You don't need to forgive the act, but there's a power to forgiving the person. You no longer need to carry it with you. Perhaps there is a person from the past with whom you should reconnect. You know what you need to do. This is the time to do it. The journey. Write down the answer to these questions. All right, so go ahead, pause, get a piece of paper. Okay, so here you go. If there was an area in my life to which I need to bring peace, what might it be? What is the first step that I need to take toward resolving a rift with another or a feeling of unfinished regarding, what's the first step that I need to take towards resolving a rift with another or a feeling unfinished regarding a person or a situation? Okay. And then take action. Yep, that's all of it. Okay, so yep, it looks like that's what's going on with those unhealthy relationships and that cleaning house. Oh, that cleaning house. Yep, that one right there. So that is actually probably what's really going on if you really look at everything. Even with, like I said, the devil in reverse and the come together, that being the overall theme. Well, that in itself is cleaning house. So maybe I'll just call it that. All right. So that is all that I have for you this week. I am heading out of town, so I probably won't be doing anything on Wednesdays for wine. But probably week after next I'll be doing that. All right. So you guys have a great week despite the craziness and everything. This is all to help mold us into the people that we are to become. All right. So be blessed. Get out in nature, meditate, and get around people that love you. Okay.